Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Welcome, everybody. We've got quite a crowd here during this corporate webinar. Andreas Christensen, the founder of Super One, is on his way. This is going to be a comprehensive overview of this state of the business right now. Andreas will be focusing a lot on the gaming platform. You're going to see quite a bit of information on the NFT marketplace, on the cards that the company is preparing. From what I'm hearing, Andreas has a lot of slides that he has prepared for the session, a lot of visuals. Hopefully, we will be able to share at least some of them after this call, because I understand that there are many of you who would be then presenting what we are going to be presenting to your teams in your local language. So it's going to be important that we have these materials out. This is going to be an exciting session. It might be a little bit longer than usual because Andreas, again, has a lot of slides that he's going to cover, he's going to go through. But as you have seen, things are moving. We have started with the swap process. So we had a couple of issues there, but from what I'm seeing, the majority of members have managed to swap their tokens already. The two-step verification is almost ready. We're now just playing a game, the usual with the stores, with Apple especially, just to get the approval. So that is completed. Together with that, we're also going to see the new sign-up pages. We're going to see the new login pages. So there's quite a lot that is just around the corner. As you've seen, the new website has already been published, and of course, everybody knows that it's quite minimalistic at the moment, but you will see content being added all the time. It will be growing. We've cleaned it up quite a bit. So we're just going to give Andreas just a couple of more minutes, and then he'll be ready to start. I've got my co-host with me. Steve Barron is on the call, and of course, Stian's on the call as well. Stian Alexander and Stian Andre. Steve, over to you for a brief moment whilst we're waiting for Andreas.
You bet, Arthur. Fantastic. Everybody listening, you're doing a great job chatting in the chat group, welcoming all your guests from around the world. We have hundreds of people already here, still connecting in for our CEO update. And listen, we've been waiting this, guys, a week and a half already for all as well as all the folks who have been building with us for the past year and a half, even a little longer than that. And you know what? It's exciting to be at this stage for us right now. Of what's happening. So listen, connect all your guests. You still got time, guys. Use your share link right now. Share it to even guests that are coming in that you wanted to make sure they were on here. No one likes to do replays. No one likes to get the recording version. We want it live. It's Memorex, right? So you want to connect in with all your guests all over the world. Exciting things happening. We were on with Japan last week that Arthur's been building with, doing a phenomenal job. Samantha and I had the opportunity just to say hello, and they had a translation, had wonderful people there from Japan doing a fantastic job. Ingo Mebus joined us yesterday on our Live USA, really worldwide, but he did a great job. He's our master affiliate here at Super One, doing a fantastic job there, along with Adam doing our dailies, him and I, and Samantha and Arthur every single day in with you that we've been really building all the way up to this point of what we're going to be hearing, not only for the next phase for us at Super One. Really important for us to understand what we're building here as a community. Yes, the game release, the tokenomics, your business in itself. Some of you have already earned some amazing income. Think about it. $100, $500, $1,000 packs. Some of your business packs, $2,500. Wonderful. Great job in all those pack purchases. You realize in building what it takes to build a company. Or if you're brand new today, say, hey, I just onboarded. I just saw the Zoom a half hour ago. This is fantastic. This is just the beginning. Now, folks, remember, because Zoom is our best way to communicate with people around the world, we have our Facebook group, our WhatsApp chat group, our Telegram update corporate group. We've got all the content you need to run a successful business in real time. That is very unique. And understand, it's not just something that's a fly-by-night. We're here for the long haul with all of you, and you'll see all the updates coming forth. Now, remember, chat in the chat group. Say hi to your teams out there. You can do that through the chat area just by saying hello. Whatever country you come from, shout it out. We always love hearing as people are building in 206 countries around the world. And if you've been with us day in and day out, every one of you that have showed up with us all year long, thanks for doing that. Obviously this year, 2021, You saw the roadmap that Andreas laid out early in January, and here we are at the stage. We've been praying for him to get healed up. He is doing just that, doing a lot of things behind the scenes, is spinning a lot of plates. Our relationship with Fantasy has been completed. All that content's brought over to corporate now at Super One and ready for those updates coming your way. So listen, an exciting morning here that we have. Arthur doing a great job. Samantha, Adam, all the leaders. John, who's our framer. John Clench, if you haven't met John Clench yet, folks, he's the framer behind the compensation plan. He did an exceptional job. We haven't had any concerns with that at all. Everybody's been being paid out on time. What we're doing and our XRP relationships that we have only going to get better and better. We're so glad we stayed on board with that payment system, folks, because that really is the difference here at Super One. So as we get ready for our CEO update, guys, it's an exciting time. They're preparing behind the scenes. Make your list of your folks you're thinking about. Say, man, I've got tons of people I want to introduce to Super One. And it's such a simple system. You know, a lot of people don't realize what we're doing here at Super One because, remember, the game can only be found through you and I. They can't go to the game store, the Apple store, or the Google Play store to find it. They'll see it there, but they need a referral link to get into the game. So that's going to be our model for this year, guys. Get into the game, and you're going to see some amazing things with that. That's why we need the amount of people, thousands, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of people, driving the game downloads for us in the future. Once you understand, they go, oh, wow, now I get this. We don't care what other games are out there. We don't care what other network marketing companies are. We don't care, guys. We care about what we're building here at Super. Once you take care of your own house, I guarantee you won't worry about what the neighbors got. And when you do that, it's an amazing business. 37 years myself being in, I'll tell you, I came out of retirement to get on board here with our CEO and all the things that we're doing here. So we've got some exciting things set up, ready to go. I'm going to hand the microphone over to our CEO. If he's ready, we'll make sure we get things ready for rollout. Andreas Christensen, good to see you this morning, and I'll pass the baton to you, sir.
Okay, hello. Are we ready?
Sir, we're all set, Andreas. Thanks for being here. You bet, sir. The mic is yours.
Thank you. I'm sorry a little bit for my voice. I have been 2 weeks with a terrible cold, but I have improved enough to show you some really, really great stuff today. It's been a long time since we had a corporate update, so it's high time to move on. And I think I just get started, and we will have some questions after. This is going to be a very, this session is all about the game. We have planned actually to do more about the tokenomics and stuff like that, but it becomes too much. So what we will do, we will show the game thing today, and then next few days we will have another webinar where we go more detail into the whole corporate or the smart platform, its value network, and the tokenomics. Because the game, we have so much great stuff to show you today. So let's concentrate on that, and let's get the presentation going. So, all good, Steve? You see the presentation?
Yes, sir. Everything's coming up fine. Thank you, sir.
Okay, very good. So the picture, a little bit symbolic picture at the start today. We're gonna take you behind the door. We're gonna show you inner stuff in the game. I just gotta turn off my camera so you don't need to have me all the time here. That's good. So we're gonna bring you inside the game. We're gonna talk about the game itself, the market for the game. We're gonna talk about inside the game mechanics, how we please and delight the players. We're gonna speak about a lot of new stuff inside the game with how we enter the NFT market. We're going to speak about monetization, how we make money, and the potential. So there are great slides, 40-something slides coming. So first of all, I want to address some of the challenges that we have faced lately. I'm just going to mention two of them. And one is withdrawals. Many people have complained the past couple of weeks because it's too little money available on the platform, and that's on purpose. We have experienced hackers that have manipulated passwords and done a lot of things. Not a breakthrough on our security system, but a breakthrough on every member's sort of security, their emails or whatever, how it happened. And so we have kept the balances very low on the platform, not to avoid any big attacks. So the new two-factor authentication will fix these issues. Apple approved our two-factor authentication this morning. So we are just a few days away from implementing that across the board. Then we have Apple, we have Android, and it will be across the board in the beginning of next week. So we will then increase the balances once the two-factor authentication is implemented, and we are running back to normal. Having said that, we also encourage everyone to actually use their own wallets. That's the best thing. You get the money in real time to your wallet. So that said, secondly, Fantasy, our design company in San Francisco, they have been, over some weeks ago, they were bombarded with false claims from, I like to say, competitors. I also know some of the emails that hit their desk. They were bombarded across the board to many of the executives and employees in Fantasy with a lot of stuff about Super One. And that was very difficult to handle. And the truth, the matter of the fact is that Fantasy completed their work in the end of January. And we took delivery of a huge delivery of a huge amount of work that they have done for us. And we are now implementing their work. But we have never experienced, and they have never experienced in their whole career, such kind of questions coming to the management of a design company. They have been asked for investment advice, and they have been asked for binary thing. They have been asked for a lot of stuff, and we cannot let that happen. This is what damaging. It's really damaging. And a lot of this is coming from, we know, we have evidence, we have seen email, we have all the emails from Fantasy, getting into Fantasy. We see that these are villains or vicious competitors trying to frame us. So that's history. We sorted things out. We are moving on. But I want to say these two things being fixed has been road bumps over the past period. Anyway, let's move forward. What we're going to talk about today is all about the game, because that is something we have invested heavily into since August. Also before that, but over the past sort of 9 months, actually, we have been very heavily involved in the game. And it's not only the game, it's a complete smart platform that, of course, hosts the game, it hosts the affiliate platform, and it hosts the whole business concept we have. So let's go directly into the game and look at how the game is positioned in the market. Because we have repositioned the game over the past months a little bit to be even better towards the end users. So what we see in the market that you've seen in our videos is that the mobile has kind of transformed a lot of services out there. There are tons of new services, Airbnb, Uber, whatever. They're all there. But the trivia gaming has not been advancing at the same thing. It's been left behind. So there is a huge void in the market. And we all know we want to be a millionaire. That was really a great show that went, was a top show all over the world, basically. And we kind of modeling them a little bit, but we do it with a different edge. So there are billions of people around the world where sports and entertainment are part of their daily life. They are really living for this. And this is what we are redefining now with Super One. We are redefining the trivia segment for sports and entertainment. We kind of left a little bit of the other categories out because sports and entertainment those categories are so huge that we don't need to muddy the water with other stuff. So these people, there are billions of people all over the world that we have at our doorstep to satisfy. So what are these people really want? They want to engage, enjoy, and they want to earn. They want to engage with connections in competitions, challenges. They really want to be entertained with experiences and escape from the everyday world. So they also want to earn new relations, meet new people, and they, of course, they want rewards, like all of you here today. You are great affiliates, you want to make money, and you want to earn recognition, which is also part of the affiliate world. Recognized, like we have our ladder of recognition, our ranks. So all these billions have this in common. So this is what Super One is providing to these people. We are providing a smart platform and a game that really caters these needs, basic needs of people. So when we encapsulate all that into Super One, we get a really, really strong proposition in the market. We are really positioning ourselves. And when you look into the whole positioning in the market, Super One is positioning itself in a really, really beneficial area. We have the high monetization of sports betting, and we have the high volume of trivia games. That means that we combine these two things with making a lot of money out of every transaction or every player, and with a high volume. What's not too low? This is a high volume money machine. So what we're going to explain to you today is how we are not making a shitty game. Because shitty games with low volume, with low monetization, there are tons of them in the market. They are quick to make, but they don't work and they don't earn, and we don't want to be there. So that's the craftsmanship we have been doing, first with fantasy, now with other renowned gaming experts all over the world, to make us arrive at that top quadrant. So that's the craftsmanship. That's what we're dealing with now. We are creating user and player journeys that never been seen before. So let's move a little bit into the game mechanics to explain to you in more inner detail how this is working. So we are working from a global fan community perspective. We want to bring a momentous of trivia, really fighting battle to all the fans. And of course, we're going to bring fortune in terms of prices and all that that's accompany that. So we are entering into these huge fan bases. And we're going to do it through the sports and entertainment, because these two they're not two categories. There are two huge, really huge areas of interest. And like we said before, we have a strong focus on football because there are more than 3 billion fans all over the world. We have a strong focus on cricket. There are more than 2 billion cricket fans. We even, of course, going to have baseball and other stuff. Why do we have the small one with the American football? Well, Super Bowl is the biggest commercial sort of sports thing in US, and we need to be there. So it's very poster child. So of course, we're going to be there. And we're going into entertainment. Of course, we have the top shots like the Kardashians or the Jenner or the Ronaldo, but there is a lot of crossover between sports and entertainment. A lot of the sports people like Ronaldo is also into sort of famous influencers. So that's why we kind of mix this, and we are powered by the fanatical interest that really sparks behind these things. We have employed 2 new people here in the office in Norway this month. Both of them are crazy football people. They are football nerds. One of them, he knows the whole Champions League by his heart. Oh my God, I was like amazed that he's heading up our content team for this. So There's a lot of great stuff taking place. Let's move on a little bit and look into the sports and how we do that. Of course, we have, like we showed before, the swiping mechanism still persists. The game will be swiping right or left. We're gonna focus on these three: football, cricket, and NFL from the very beginning. That has to deal with how we structure our content base, because we cannot our ambitions are really big, but we cannot create content for the whole world at one time. We have more than enough to do. So in football, we are concentrating on the Champions League. The Champions League have 32 teams of 24 players each. That's 768 players for every season. And it dates more than 50 years back. 50 years back. So we have 768 times 50 seasons to cover. So you can imagine the scope of it. NFL has pretty much the same. It comes out to 730 something people every season. And the cricket also. A lot of people. 1 second. A lot of players. Many in of course in the great country of India, where we have a lot of great affiliates and also have nearly 30 people working for us on a day-to-day basis, creating this amazing service. When you look into entertainment, well, it's the celebs. Definitely it is. It's the music, it's the movies. So here we see some little wrongful thing in the presentation, but anyway, let's move on. So all these are really big genres that kind of fits into our game types. And we work a lot on these things over the past months. The game types, I mean, we own the whole platform. We create all the algorithm behind the game, the logic. It's not one game. It's different type of games embedded into one platform. First off is the quick play. That's basically where you play yourself. You don't need to invite anyone. You can just play yourself and to kind of test the water. You play around and you see if you can manage these things, and if the subject matter is cool for you. That's really interesting for people. That's the first encounter with the platform. And then we have Challenge a Friend or challenges. That's where you start inviting people. And I will get back a little bit to this, but this is where you start inviting people and you're getting a little bit more brisk about what you do. We also have another concept coming into this where you challenge an influencer. And this is one of our new inventions over the past months. Let's use Ronaldo as an example because he's very famous. If we recorded gameplay from Ronaldo, he played, let's say, 1,000 games, and then you can pay $1 to challenge Ronaldo, and we will autoplay his games. That's a really cool feature. And Ronaldo with 270 million followers on social media, how many people do you really think want to challenge him? Well, we think it's a great opportunity, not only for Ronaldo, for everyday influencers, like for all of you. If you are good in one subject matter, if you are really know a lot about Manchester United, maybe your friends will challenge you and they will even pay to do so. We can have both free and paid challenges. Really big potential into the influencer atmosphere, influencer world that is taking the world by storm. So this is really important stuff for how we can monetize for influencers. I will get back to that. So then you have tournament, and this is our unique proposition. This doesn't exist at all in the world. We have our tournament, our staircase model, where you can win up to $1 million. And this is where we're going to make most of our money in the very beginning. So we're going to go detail into that in a little while. But this is all these three, they work perfectly in concert. So the quick play, that makes you mastering a little bit. You get you comfortable. Then you start challenging friends. and you get hooked on it. And you can also earn credits and stuff through these games. And then you will probably, and we hope, enter into paid tournaments. And our goal is to convert at least 10% of the players into the paid tournaments, because that's where we make a lot of money. So let's move on and have a little bit look on game difficulties. That's also something we've been restructuring now. We work with a gaming expert. He's one of the most famous one in the world. And he's been working 30 years with biggest companies like Electronic Arts and Blizzard, different game titles. So we have gone through all these game mechanics into very, very detail, and we are tuning them. We are still tuning them. We're locking down mechanics every day. We are developing them. We are nurturing them. We are trying new ideas. We are testing the water. We have experts working with us. So these game difficulties, we used to have 3, now we have 4. So basically what we will have is like the simple question that everybody that know a little bit about the subjects, they know. And then we kind of move it up. You need to be smart. And then you have a little bit more limited information depending on your knowledge. And then you all enter to the premium segment, where these are the hardcore questions. So by having 4 different scales of difficulty, we are able to more granularly create really exciting journeys for people. Because when you get to the top of the pops here, there will be people that know more about Ronaldo than Ronaldo himself. And our research shows that these football nerds, they know a lot also about their life. So that's the game difficulties. It's really cool. And we're going to go into the tournament thing. And our unique selling proposition now is that we turn your general knowledge into cash prizes. So we are a crossover between sports betting and trivia, because we take the knowledge you have in the trivia segment and we add money to it. And that's really, really, like we saw in the very beginning, a really strong business model, because it monetizes to a degree that never been seen in the trivia industry before. So this is really cool how you can climb this ladder. So these are a lot of details will come later. So our purpose is basically to delight players into love. That's what we are here to do. We want them to love our game. And the way we do that is all the way from they enter the game to get them confident. We call it mastery. You need confidence. So it's a bit like when you go on your first date. You're a little bit nervous, but when you get to the second date or third date, you feel more confident. You feel more familiar with the thing. So the first challenge we need to have here, or to overcome for the player, is to make you feel comfortable, confident, like something that you can handle, that you're not blown away by some difficult questions or some paywalls that scares the living daylight out of you. We need to take good care of you. The next thing is to get you into what we call low mode, conversion. When you feel that the product is really good, that's when you start inviting your friends, because you feel you want to share the experience with other people. That's when you start sharing things on Facebook. That's when you start talking about it at work, bugging friends, inviting friends. And that's also where you start spending money. When you get into conversion is not only conversion from free to pay. Conversion is conversion from, how should I say, skeptical to believers. So you really get in there and under the skin of the game, you feel you're mastering it, and you start inviting people. So the next phase is the desire phase and retention phase. If you want to leave, we want you to leave with a smile. We want you to leave with a desire to get back. That's the whole thing. If I go back to the first date, if it was a success, you want to have more. You're arranging a new date. And this is how we are creating addictive habits. It's a little bit nasty word from a medical point of view, addictiveness, but it's all about that. It's about creating a deep desire and love for what you're dealing with. So we get you coming back for more all the time. When we operated the beta version of this game, we had more than 80% retention, and that's really good. We aim to break that now. We aim to become the world's best retentive game, and we are really working with the experts to achieve that. Retention is more important than growth. Retention keeps people coming back, feel comfortable, spend money, spend time on advertising, invite their friends. We cannot stress the importance of that. So this is the craftsmanship we are working with now. We are not just putting together a shitty game in a week and think it's going well. We go into the player journey from A to Z, from soup to nuts. We nurture every little touch point. So we create features that gonna make you wake up in the middle of the night to secure that little trophy or that extra credits coming your way at 3 a.m. And that's how we create a religion, a deep, deep love for what we do. So let's see how we create these addictive habits. We do that through mastery. We have the topics that you really know. We're going to have all the Champions League football clubs. That's one start. We're starting with football clubs. We're entering NFL in US with all the teams. And we're going to do the cricket league, Premier League in India first, and then we move on. I mean, cricket is a little bit more diverse than Champions League. These are huge billions of fans. We don't need anything else. Further, we're going to get you to start inviting people. That's where John Lee comes in, where you're going to start inviting people. That's the conversion phase. And of course, we're going to get you to retention phase. So we will add credits. We're doing all these kind of things to get you back to play and keep you there and get you back all the time. Of course, you have to leave sometimes, but we want you back. So we create these habits. That's the craftsmanship we are working with now, and this takes time. Rome was not built in one day, but we have built quite a lot of Rome over the past months and past year, actually. Now I'm going to introduce a whole new thing to you. That's called game cards. You've probably seen in our presentation, this was called Nuggets before. But we changed the name because since we have this big focus on football, it resonates well with the football cards, which used to be a billion-dollar industry out there. And now we have a new industry called NFT, non-fungible tokens. Of course, we are entering that market with our cards. So these cards, you can buy them or you can rent them. I will talk more about that later. But these cards will give you, if you hold a card, if they are preloaded, they will give you a free pass if you get a question. These cards could be like here about Cristiano Ronaldo for the season 2021. Remember that. I said we're going to have Champions League for 50 seasons. So we're going to have 768 players in each season 50 years back. So this is a massive card scheme. Probably one of the biggest NFT schemes out there. But there is something truly unique to this scheme. And it comes, I see my animations are not good. So we have created a really cool circle tactic on the usage of the card. When you are into a question, you can circle your finger and you will get the correct answer. There is, of course, limitations to this. But what happens when you do this, you have to purchase a card within the gameplay and you pay for it. Of course, you pay for it. So here we have seen now two usage of the cards. We have seen preloaded cards that will give you faster gameplay. You don't need to circle. And we've seen how you can circle. And there is another one. You have what we call skill vault. This is where we store premium information. Like we said before about the nuggets, you can browse them and you will find public information. Like about Ronaldo again, you can find basic information. But then these cards have a premium section we call skill vault. You can open this skill vault and you will get access to information that's in the more difficult questions, the premium and the limited questions. So you have to pay a little fee to open this and get this access to this. So that's really, really great usage of these cards. They are natively embedded into the gameplay experience, and all these microtransactions will create massive amount of usage and payments for these cards. So these cards are an imperative feature in building our commercial journey. So let's look on how the cards work in detail. You can consume cards, and cards contain the right answers. You can get access to card information like we showed you. And you can use a card to answer a question. Okay, that's the usage. We can also let you collect cards. So you can own a card. And here comes the big surprise. You will earn 10% staking rewards for every time that card is used. So this is microtransaction at steroids. This has never been done. And we can do this thanks to our own blockchain, the private blockchain we created. And these cards will also be available on the Binance blockchain, the Binance Smart Chain, together on our own blockchain. So we do all the microtransactions on our blockchain. The ownership of these tokens will be on the Binance chain. So you will not only earn staking rewards as these cards are used in the game, you will also earn the potential value increase or appreciation in the market. And we'll show you how that's working. So you have two ways of entering the usage of cards. From a player perspective, you can consume cards, but you can also collect cards. And I believe this is one of the, maybe the first NFT scheme in the world where you have income on the collectibles to this extent. You had some in CryptoKitties, yes, you had. This is to a whole new level. And we're gonna show you a little bit more about this. So this is really, really cool. And it's player-based, okay? So there is 1,000 cards per player per season. So for every season in Champions League, there are 768,000 cards. And the reason why we made 1,000 cards is that it's big enough so a lot of people can collect, and it's small enough so it generates a decent revenue, and it's a kind of it's a scarcity. It will be a trading market for it. So if you frame it like we do, I got hold of one of the only 1,000 cards. That's a really big accomplishment. Like I said, 10% is paid. We're gonna price them from $10 to $100. to collect, and from $10 cent, 1 credit to 10 credits to rent. We're gonna our strategy with the cards is to reach everyone. Like I said, we want to reach not only the crypto maniacs with a lot of money, we want to reach everyone. We want to reach the average football supporter or the average collector of football cards around the world, whether it be Champions League or NFL or it's going to be cricket. We're going to have the same thing for cricket. This is just we are now showcasing Champions League because it's very imminent. This is a humongous potential, huge potential into this. And we want everyone to have this card. We create a complete economy related to these cards. There is a complete, you're going to be collections. You will be able to buy them in bundles. You can collect them by season or by player. There's a lot of details that our diligent football team is now creating together with gaming experts. So these cards have multiple usages, both to give you faster gameplay, but also other collector experiences and future value increase. So we are not stopping there, of course. Not many, but you are familiar with Legend. Legend is our top rank in the affiliate world, and so be it in the card world. We're gonna have Legend cards, and these gold cards are from selected number of players. There's going to be 1,000 cards per player, so 1,000 for Ronaldo, 1,000 for Messi, 1,000 for Pelé and Maradona. You need to be, and our experienced gaming team, and football team are selecting these players based on ranking, based on season, all these kind of things, creating these cards. So they are limited cards. We're going to have much higher price on these cards. It's going to cost from $1,000 and upwards. These are really collector gold cards for collector items. And here comes another thing. They also going to give 10% staking rewards on all the underlying questions related to this. So that means that if you hold a Champions League card for a season, the holders of these gold cards will also earn in those transactions. So we gone to a long leap forward in creating a really solid economy for the holders of these cards. Why do we do that? It's not because we like to share the profit. It's because we like to create commerce. We really like to create how we can start earning money on this platform and how we can boost momentum and how we can really create something that the end users want. So, Card Store is opening next month in April. We will start pre-sale. We already created smart contracts for this. It's going to be ERC 721 standard, the NFT standard. And we're going to, like I said, have it on the Binance chain. And it's going to be available at different price levels, in different bundles. But we're not going to stop there. We are creating, of course, a card marketplace. That will be opening with the game. So once the game is launching, we're going to stop selling from the company. We will only sell through the marketplace. And we will adhere to the prices in the marketplace. We haven't developed all details for that, but we will never underbid. So if someone has a card and offering it at $20, we will not sell at 20. We will sell at 10. We will sell at 20. That's to create a lively marketplace that's really aligned with the game and the whole momentum surrounding Super One. So let's move on. We create cards for everyone. We have, only with football and Champions League, we have 50 million cards covering 50 years of football history. Imagine when we add American football, cricket, baseball, you can add movies, you can add a lot of stuff to that, music, sell it. This is an unlimited scheme with a real usage and a real collector value. So this is really, really cool. So we're not stopping there. Let's introduce you to a new thing called game spaces. Spaces is something really cool. Imagine you're at the sports stadium. You see a lot of promo boards around. You see everywhere. There is a promotion for something. There is around the playing field. You will see a lot of brands having their names. So we thought, why shouldn't we create our virtual promotion boards? That's just a natural thing. So say hello to Spaces. What we do, we have created a way how brands could provide rewarded ads that you can watch to get credits and enter free gameplay, or you can enter a branded tournament. Let's see how it looks like. We're going to stop there. You see how this will affect the gameplay. So we're going to have people all over the world that are going to watch these ads and get credits paid by the brands. The owners of the spaces will be rewarded for that, but also the token holders on Super One. So I'm going to get back to all this a little bit later. The branded tournaments will be next. There are tons of more ways spaces will be used. Spaces are our advertising program. And it's really cool because, again, you can consume spaces from a player perspective. It contains ads. You can earn credits by watching ads. You can earn access to tournaments. It could be special tournaments, could be regular tournaments. And here comes the new thing. You can collect spaces. Own a space, own a promo board, and every time a paid ad is shown on this board, you are earning 10% staking rewards from that advertising. So again, we are creating a collectible scheme with profit or rewards, staking rewards, and a potential appreciation. There are limited spaces available, and we will publish that later. So the whole Spaces program, that's a cool name, Spaces program, Space program. So the earning potential we will procure that is really high. And we will pre-sell this before we open the game. But we will also have a marketplace for this. So what we are efficiently creating now are two markets, one for cards, one for spaces. Two really hot potatoes in today's NFT market. In today's NFT market, which is non-fungible token market, collectible market, it's about $10 million every day. And it's increasing with 50% every month. And we all read about this picture that was sold for $69 million by Christie's in New York a couple of weeks ago. That's, of course, taking the headlines. While if you look into the NFT shops around the world, there's a lot of people buying things to $1,000, $2,000, $3,000, even up to tens of thousands of dollars, and of course also into a couple of $1 million. So we don't want to be there. We want to be for everyone because we want a lot of people. We don't want a young kid in Spain, for that sake, don't have or don't afford to collect the cards. We want everyone to be able to afford at a certain level to do that. So spaces have a long-term residual revenue from usage. You can beat that. Now we can buy into the commercial advertising in the game and you will earn money every time an ad is shown into the future. That's something really unique, a new innovation from Super One, and something the world has never seen before. So now we're going to enter into something really interesting. And we're gonna talk about how we monetize this game, how we make money. How are you gonna make money together with the company in a joint togetherness partnership here? How are we making money? It's a huge market. So let's get started into that and see how we do it. Oh my God. 1 second. Here we're very unlucky with an animation. Sorry for that. First of all, we need to look on our strategy into this. We look into microtransactions. Like I said, it's going to be a lot of small transactions. We are not here to earn $1 from you all the time. We are here to earn maybe $1 sent from you. And this is where what we call where strategy and psychology intervene. And we use what's called loss aversion to encourage spending. So player would really rather enjoy a satisfaction of winning than rather losing. And that give them impulse buying, small things around every corner. Like I showed you the circular tactic on the phone. That's only one. We have quite a few more. And we cannot show everything. There's a lot of competition out there, and we have carefully chosen what we're showing you now. So all this, together with the card scheme, the spaces, we are into microtransactions. So when you look on our revenue streams, we have several revenue streams. From the game, you can boost or play faster or easier by using credits fast in the game. You can be challenging influencers. You can be entering tournaments. When you get to the card section, we will sell the cards. We will have new renewals of the card every year. We will have a new season coming out. We will, of course, not inflate the past, but we will still probably have some stock left over to feed the market. And we will have the card marketplace. And of course, there are going to be transaction fees for these cards. And we're going to have a lion's share of those. When you get to spaces, we're going to have rewarded ads, branded tournaments. And guess what Facebook is making most money out of? It's of course, their advertising, but it's the intelligence behind the advertising. Facebook make more than $70 billion every year from advertising. TikTok made $30 billion last year from advertising. This market is humongous. It's so big you can't even dream about it. Our cognitive intelligence, like we said before, we will know how much you know about Ronaldo. We will know how much you know about Manchester United. And we are able to pinpoint advertisers from, in example, Nike or whoever brand want to come here. And we will really pinpoint that through the space program. So this is really cool stuff. So we are so commercial. This is our only 9 out of a plethora of revenue streams inside the game. So this is an ecosystem for how we're going to do this. And we're not going to do it. We don't want people to spend their whole salary in here. We want them to enjoy the game first and foremost and spend a little bit, maybe a little bit more than they really want of their salary into this. But we really want people to feel confident that this gives them value. The fighting, the whole thing comes into love. Ripping people off doesn't create returning customers. So that's why how we engineer this closely with football experts, gaming experts, and a little bit of our own, how should I say, injected a little bit of our own Viking innovation. So once we move to look at the market, we are operating in a massive market. There is a company called Skills. They do skill-based games, mostly in the US. They're just listed on NASDAQ. They had a revenue last year of $230 million. And their RPPU, which is the average revenue per pay user, is $60. And people play Skills 62 minutes every day, the paying users. It's crazy. They have a market capitalization, a value at NASDAQ exchange of $10 billion at the moment. That means they are worth more than 40 times their annual sales. This is crazy. And they have 2.4 million players, where 400,000 pay. So that's a conversion of, how much will that be? 15%. That's pretty good. Then we can look at a Norwegian company that's really hot potato in Norway. They had only $31 million in revenue last year, but they had 24 million monthly users and a little bit more than half a million paying users. Very little. Their revenue per user were only less than $5. Still, the market valued this company at $6 billion. That's a crazy price sales factor of 190. It's just crazy. It's outsized the whole market. SoftBank, the world's biggest venture investor, owns 15% of this company and votes for this valuation. I believe it's insane. If you look at Draftkings, one of the biggest operators in the US market for esports and sports betting, they had $643 million in revenue last year, 1.5 million monthly players, and they earn, likewise like Skills, a little bit more than $60 every month from their paying users. They are valued at $28 billion, and they have a price sales of 43, similar to Skills. So that's more the market normal. They're listed on NASDAQ, same as Skills, one of the most efficient capital markets in the world. So those two are really good guiding lights. Look at FanDuel, the second one, or maybe number one in the US, is privately owned. So their market capitalization is less. They are owned by Flutter Group, which is one of the biggest sports and gaming groups in the world out of London Stock Exchange, valued more than 30 billion pounds. But this company is now 12 billion. Last autumn, last transaction, 850 million in revenue, 1.8 million monthly users. They have a little bit lower monetization, $40, because they have invested heavily in getting a market share from Draftkings. So it's been expensive. So into this sphere, what we are looking to achieve is $1 billion in revenue. Is that possible? I will show you how it's possible later. Monthly active users of 50 million, where 1.5 million are payers, and $60 a month from the payers. Our market cap will be into the billions. And we're just looking at the price sales of 10. So in this world, how to say, in this market, we believe that what we are going to achieve, we're going to present to you now what I can call a dream case. I label it a dream case. It has to deal with our tournaments. We run one tournament every week. And I believe there is a binary outcome of Super One. Done correctly, we will probably have many millions of paying players very quickly. If we do a shitty game and don't launch properly just to satisfy some temporary need, we will fail, and we will not do that. Under my management, that will not happen. So that's why we spend all the time nurturing everything. So when we get this machine on the street, it will run from zero to hero without any problems. So let's go a little bit into our potential, and I will I will stress one thing. Our lawyer tells me to say this. These are estimates only. And you have to do your own calculation or your own assessment of what we're going to tell you. We will, hopefully next week, have a calculator ready for you so you're able to play with the numbers. But now we're going to play for you. So, the prize tournament, and this is only related to one prize tournament. To enter a prize tournament, you can have multiple options. You can either enter directly, paying $2. You can have one duel where you fight another one, costing $1. Or you can have play 2 duels and pay $50. The average on skills is $60. But they also have competition up to multiple dollars, up to $3, $4, even $5. So we believe we are well within the ballpark here. So the tournament will happen over 7 levels from you enter the money where money starts to pay out. So at the first level, there are 10 million entry tickets. And you can win $1. It's very simple. Very simple. $1 is not much, but you gain your ticket back. It's kind of the lower end. You move on. There are reduced by the factor of 10 for every level. So next level, you can win $10, and there are only 1 million tickets. So you go from, if you win the level 1, you go automatically to level 2 for free. There is only one pay gate, and that's to enter the whole tournament. And then this continue all the way up to 7 levels. At the 7th level, we have you can win. We have one winner with $1 million. But at each of these levels, we are paying out $1 million. So there are $7 million in prizes in one tournament. And this is not only 7 million prizes. The number of winners are more than 1.1 million. So there's a lot of happy people that will have the winning feeling. Like any lottery you participate in, there is 1 or 2 top prizes, and there is a lot of small prizes. Same psychology we use. So, in one tournament, if we consider 1.5 million active players that spend $60 on a monthly basis, $15 on a weekly basis, we will chew through more than 30 million games. We will have 1.1 million winners and more than $7 million in prizes. That's really cool. And if you look at the global fan base in the world, there are 3 billion football supporters. And this is football only. Imagine when we add American football, cricket, and all kind of things. And the great thing is that our tournament, they are clubbed. So a tournament for Indian cricket runs alongside, inside the system, with a Champions League tournament. So they provide liquidity to each other. That's one of the unique features that we don't disclose too much. It's my brainchild and patented thing about how this is working in conjunction. So, but if you look at the global fan base, 3 billion. 3 billion people around the world love football. We know that more than half of everyone that has a smartphone play mobile games. So there is efficiently 1.5 billion players that love football. And if we only have 0.10% of that, that's nothing. That's 1 out of 1,000. 1 out of 1,000 of the addressable fan base. We can run a tournament every week at $60, which is the market average per month, at $15 a week. That's crazy. So that is our, I won't say dream case anymore. I will say this is our base case. This is what we expect to achieve within a short period of time from launching. There is nobody that I speak to about these numbers that kind of say, hey, this is crazy. They say this is nothing. So you can calculate from 1.5 million players. We have used 1 million before. Now we adjusted everything to the global fan base, to the global RPPU, and the time. And the good thing, we can run one of these tournaments will take 6.48 days to execute based on our system now. So it runs smoothly within the framework of 7 days based on average gameplay, etc. If there comes 10 times more people, it will just run faster. The whole thing is infinite. It's self-financed. The tournaments, there is no financial risk or exposure thanks to the algorithms we created. So the more people, the faster it runs. Okay? Really cool. Let's look at the game revenue we will have during a tournament. So we have the numbers here now, weekly, monthly, and yearly. Weekly is 1 tournament, monthly is 4 tournaments, and yearly is 12 months. That's simple. So we start off with an active player base, 1.5 million. That spends $50 weekly, monthly $60. These are average numbers from the market. The gross game revenue will be $15 million every week. Yearly base is 720 million, folks. It's a lot. We're going to pay app stores. App stores, they need money. Tim Cook in Apple is a hard nail. 30%. We're going to be a big customer there. And here comes the super token staking, 10%. Will, of course, be taken off every transaction. The tournament cash prices is calculated 7 million every tournament, 47%. We maybe even use more. Net game revenue, $2 million weekly per tournament. It's not that high. It's not that high, but it's good. It can become much bigger, but on a yearly basis, $96 million. And here comes what you like to see. The affiliate share, like we said before, we will take 30% of the net game revenue and inject into the binary. So $600,000 every week, 2.4 million every month, or 28.8 million every year will enter the binary for every 1.5 or for every tournament we do. So that's pretty cool. So the net game profit for the company comes out at 1.4. From that, we're going to bear marketing costs, staffing, and all the operational things. So basically what we have done here, we have calculated the affiliate share of 30%. So that's very normal market standard to do. You take the gross revenue, and then you take direct costs to the game, like fees for transaction fees and tournament cash prices, and then you end up with what is the affiliate share. So that's market standard, and we believe this is really strong. Look at the cards program. What is that? How is that working? Okay. So the cards revenue, we have done a lot of calculations on it, and it all turns out that we have the entry fees into the game, and about 50% more will be earned from the cards, the way we structure it. And that comes from people spending extra during the gameplay. They will spend on extra features, and the cards is the main mover there. Of course, we have app stores. We have fees to one staking, like super token staking. It's always there. Every transaction, 10%. And here comes the next one. Card staking. 10% goes to cards. And here we will come back with more information. Net cards revenue, $3.7 million for every tournament. And again, we share with the affiliate 30%. So that's the profit we are arriving at from the card scheme during 1 year. So this is really good numbers, and we're really looking forward to see how this develops. And we profoundly mean that the card scheme is so well engineered that it will create outsized returns. Here we don't have to pay any prices. We're going to have another maybe extra staking coming in here, but a little bit work in progress. So Let's look at the spaces. That's the huge market. That's a huge market. Number of unique sessions, close to 100 million weekly user sessions. And our rewarded ads is calculated at, I think we're using only 25% of this is into rewarded ads. And the revenue, 7.7 million. I don't believe we're going to have this in the very beginning because the brands take a little bit time to get accustomed to our platform, etc. But this is a little bit more, I will say, 6 to 12 month perspective. We can reach these levels. We are now looking to partner up with some really big advertising companies out there. But you see the potential here is really big. Again, we go to agencies. We will need agencies involved to get these numbers. They will shuffle up average 30%. Again, we do the fees to staking. We do the fees to spaces, like we talked about the cards. Now we talk about staking to spaces will be there. We will have net spaces revenue. And again, we share with the affiliate 30% of what's left there. And the profit comes from spaces. So where does all this leaves us? If you look on the total revenue here, I reiterate we have based on 1.5 million paying players at an average payment of $50 a week, which is very low concerning at least the sports betting industry. Number of rewarded ads. We have a total gross revenue for every tournament we flip around on a week of $30 million. We are paying fees of more than $30 million, gives us $16 million in net revenue. And we're paying affiliates 2.9 million every week. Annualized, it's more than $138 million going into the to the binary network in referral fees to the affiliate base. That's for every 1.5 million players into this. So again, the company will of course also have a great profit from this, but that's the part of the game. So if you look on the affiliate revenue that we are driving towards, fees to super staking weekly, $3 million, 10% of the turnover. Yearly, wow. To card staking, we are running another 10%. We are running to spaces. We are running to affiliate share. All this adds up to affiliate revenue of more than $7.4 billion for every tournament we run. Yearly, we are looking at more than $350 million coming into the affiliate network for every 1.5 million active players during a week. And remember, there is like 1.5 billion potential players out there. If we get 1.5, we are not only lucky, we are great. If we get 3 million or 5 million, that's crazy. Personally, I believe we can reach 3 million, 30 million free players and 3 million paying players. So what value are we creating here? For you affiliates, have a look at this. The Super One token staking scheme will be valued north of $1.4 billion for every 1.5 million paying players. The card scheme, $360 million. The spaces, $370 million. And the affiliate positions you hold, $1.38 billion. We are efficiently creating $3.5 billion in value if we reach this together with you. Then we have based the price, the valuation on a price sales of 10. And as I showed you earlier, some of the competitors, they have 40 and higher. We don't believe that's a long-term measurement. We believe 10, 20-ish. So with only 0.1% of the total addressable market, Super One create billions in affiliate value. And this is what we can do together over the next few months. Of course, it will be a lot of hard work, and we need a lot of luckiness, of course. But those who try most will get most lucky, and that's the whole thing. So this is what we have been very hard at work to create and engineer the mathematical and financial model, and also the business perspective and model behind the game, together with the game, so it's aligned and everybody is on the same turf. And there are multiple, and this is what we call the value network. The value network we will present next week. We have shown you a little bit before, but now we're going to take it to a whole new level. We are creating a value network that the world has never seen before. And it's all based on our private blockchain. And it's really going to move microtransactions into everyone's lips. Because it's not about the size of every transaction, it's about the volume of every transaction. So let's talk a little bit about how we are getting there and where we are. The roadmap has been like we kind of started off from the game perspective in Fantasy in August 2020. We worked with them for 6 months until the end of January. They completed and delivered their goods. And that's what we are implementing now. We are implementing it. We are well on the way. We are also, of course, doing additional upgrades. The game launch will be this summer. We cannot set a date at the moment. We are living in a very, very strange world. I'm sitting in the worst city in Norway at the moment with complete lockdown. Our office is functioning because we have a big office, but there is a lot of things. But so we need to put testing into here, and we need to do a lot of stuff. But we will launch this summer for sure. That's with ample margin. Before that, we're going to launch the card scheme in April, and that's already in making. We're going to launch the spaces before we do the game. Maybe limited. Both of these pre-launches will be a little bit limited because we want to save something for the runner-up. But these things will create revenue. So we are here now. We are working diligently every day to deliver on our promise from last year. It has taken a little bit more time, but who cares in the long run? That's water under the bridge. What we are looking now is forward into the future and the market ahead of us and the great potential we have if we do this together. There is no point to dwindle about what happened last month or last year, because we wake up every morning and we move forward. Insight is for other people. Let's look forward and stake out the course. We are doing stuff here that's never been done in the world before. Sometimes we step a little bit in the wrong direction with some products, or things are delayed. We are not perfect, but we are working really hard towards an amazing goal together. And this is the final slide for today. It showcases where we are going with microtransactions from every corner of the world, every little humble little player sending money to our wallets. It's a lean, mean global money machine in making, and you are a very important part of it. So let's get our heads together and move forward over the next weeks. I know that Arthur will present to you shortly some really rewarding token thing, tokens bonuses, and I know that we next week will deliver a lot of new material that we have prepared for you, and we've been working on this for months. It's not only just about creating a presentation like you see now, it's about creating a complete business concept that is aligned right, left, and center. And this is what we do, and this is the result of it. So I think we're gonna round off there and let everyone enjoy the rest of the Saturday. And next week we will be much more active and back, and my voice is luckily back. The team is working hard. So thank you very much now, and let's get to work. Thank you.
皆さんこんにちは。プログラミング講師の今井です。本日は Python で Excel 操作の完全自動化を行っていきます。過去の動画では Excel の機能を Python で置き換えることをメインにお伝えしてきましたが、今回は Python で自動化した処理を Mac、Windows などの OS 問わず時刻を指定して決まった周期で繰り返し Python のコードを実行してくれる自動化の仕組みを作っていきます。これらの方法を身につけることで Excel 操作の自動化だけではなくシステム全体を自動化する方法を学べます。ぜひ皆さんに学習していただきたい内容になります。間違いなく皆さん